Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria, there was a boy named Tobi. Tobi lived with his mother, father, and two sisters in a tiny, mud brick house. His family was very poor. They didn't have much to eat, and Tobi often went to bed hungry. But Tobi had a big heart and an even bigger dream. Tobi loved to help people. Every morning, he would fetch water from the river for the old woman who lived next door. He helped his mother in the fields, planting yams and corn. Even though Tobi was young, he was very strong and always ready to lend a hand. One day, Tobi's father fell very ill. The family didn't have enough money to take him to the hospital. Tobi's father became weaker and weaker, and soon, he could no longer walk. Tobi knew he had to do something to help his family. Tobi decided to go to the big city to find work. He kissed his mother and sisters goodbye and set off on the long journey. The road to the city was rough and filled with dangers, but Tobi was brave. He walked for days, sleeping under trees and eating wild fruits. When Tobi finally reached the city, he was amazed by the tall buildings and busy streets. He looked for work everywhere but was often turned away because he was so young. But Tobi did not give up. He was determined to help his family. One day, Tobi met a kind man named Mr. Chike. Mr. Chike owned a small shop and needed someone to help him. He offered Tobi a job sweeping the floor and running errands. Tobi worked very hard, and Mr. Chike was very pleased with him. With his first paycheck, Tobi bought some medicine and sent it home to his father. He also bought some food for his mother and sisters. Tobi was so happy to help his family. He knew that his hard work was making a difference. As the months went by, Tobi saved more money. He sent most of it home, but he also saved a little for himself. Tobi had a dream to build a school in his village so that all the children could learn to read and write. He knew that education was the key to a better life. One day, Mr. Chike told Tobi about a scholarship program. The scholarship would pay for Tobi to go to school. Tobi was so excited. He knew that this was his chance to learn and make his dream come true. He thanked Mr. Chike and promised to study very hard. Tobi went to school and studied diligently. He learned to read and write, and he loved mathematics and science. He made many friends and was always willing to help them with their studies. Tobi's teachers were very impressed with him. Years passed, and Tobi graduated at the top of his class. He received another scholarship to go to university. Tobi studied engineering because he wanted to build things that would help his village. He worked very hard and graduated with honors. After university, Tobi returned to his village. He was welcomed with open arms. Tobi's father was healthy again, thanks to the medicine that Tobi had sent. His mother and sisters were very proud of him. Tobi started working on his dream. He used the money he had saved to buy materials and began building a school. The whole village came together to help. They worked day and night, and soon, the school was ready. The children of the village were so excited to go to school. They loved their new classrooms and books. Tobi became their teacher. He taught them how to read, write, and do arithmetic. He also taught them about science and how to take care of their health. But Tobi's work didn't stop there. He knew that there were many other villages that needed help. He traveled to different communities, building schools, clinics, and wells for clean water. Tobi worked tirelessly to improve the lives of his people. One day, a terrible storm hit the village. The river flooded, and many houses were destroyed. The villagers were scared and didn't know what to do. Tobi immediately took charge. He organized the people to build shelters and provide food for those who had lost their homes. Tobi's leadership during the crisis earned him great respect. The villagers knew they could always count on him. They trusted him because he had shown time and time again that he cared deeply for their well-being. Years went by, and Tobi's village prospered. The children grew up and became teachers, doctors, and engineers. They carried forward Tobi's spirit of kindness and hard work. Tobi had fulfilled his dream and much more. One day, a reporter came to the village to write a story about Tobi. She asked him how he had achieved so much despite starting with so little. Tobi smiled and said, "It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is where you're going and how many people you can help along the way." Tobi's story spread far and wide. People from other countries came to see the amazing work he had done. They wanted to learn from him and help their own communities. Tobi welcomed them with open arms and shared his knowledge. Tobi never stopped dreaming. He continued to work hard and inspire others. His village became a symbol of hope and resilience. People from all over the world came to see the little boy who had grown up to become a great leader. Tobi's life was a testament to the power of dreams and hard work. He showed that no matter how poor you are, you can always make a difference. Tobi's legacy lived on in the hearts of all those he had helped. His story was told to children for generations, reminding them that with kindness and determination, anything is possible. Tobi's work continued to grow. He decided to start an organization called Hope for Villages. This organization focused on improving education, healthcare, and clean water in rural areas. Many young people joined Tobi in his mission, inspired by his story and determination. One of the first projects of Hope for Villages was to build a clinic in a nearby village called Ifun. The villagers there had no access to medical care, and many people, especially children, were falling sick. Tobi gathered volunteers and supplies and traveled to Ifun. The villagers were overjoyed when they saw Tobi and his team. They worked together to build the clinic. Tobi also brought doctors and nurses to train local people in basic healthcare. Soon, the clinic was up and running, providing much-needed medical care to the villagers. Tobi knew that education was the key to long-term change. He decided to start a scholarship fund for bright but underprivileged children. This fund would help them go to school and university, just like Tobi had done. The first recipient of the scholarship was a girl named Amina from Ifun. Amina was very smart and dreamed of becoming a doctor. With the scholarship, she was able to attend a good school in the city. Tobi kept in touch with her, encouraging her to work hard and follow her dreams. Amina studied diligently, just like Tobi had, and she did very well in school. As Hope for Villages grew, Tobi met many important people who wanted to support his work. One of them was a businessman named Mr. Ade, who was very wealthy. Mr. Ade was impressed by Tobi's dedication and decided to donate a large sum of money to Hope for Villages. With this donation, Tobi was able to expand his work even further. He built more schools, clinics, and wells in different villages. He also started a program to teach adults how to read and write, believing that education should be for everyone, not just children. One day, Tobi received a letter from the government. They wanted to honor him with an award for his outstanding contributions to society. Tobi was invited to the capital city to receive the award. He was very humbled and happy. He knew that this recognition would help bring more attention to the needs of the villages. At the award ceremony, Tobi gave a speech. He thanked everyone who had supported him and talked about the importance of helping others. He said, "We are all part of a big family. When one of us is in need, we must all come together to help. Together, we can make the world a better place." Tobi's speech was broadcast on television, and people all over the country were inspired by his words. Many more people joined Hope for Villages, and the organization grew even bigger. Tobi's dream was spreading far and wide, touching more lives than he had ever imagined. Back in his village, Tobi's parents were very proud of him. His father, who had once been very sick, was now healthy and strong. His mother often told the story of Tobi's journey to anyone who would listen, beaming with pride. Tobi's sisters had also grown up and were following in his footsteps. His older sister, Nkechi, became a teacher and taught at the school Tobi had built. His younger sister, Amora, was studying to become a nurse, inspired by the clinic in Ifon. One day, while visiting a remote village, Tobi met a boy named Kola. Kola reminded Tobi of himself when he was young. Kola was eager to learn but had no opportunity to go to school. Tobi promised Kola that he would help him. He arranged for Kola to attend the school in Tobi's village and stay with his family. Kola was very happy and worked hard in school. Tobi mentored him, just as Mr. Chike had once mentored Tobi. Kola flourished under Tobi's guidance and became a top student. He dreamed of becoming an engineer, just like Tobi. As the years went by, Tobi saw the fruits of his labor. Many of the children he had helped grew up to become professionals who contributed to their communities. Doctors, teachers, engineers, and leaders, all inspired by Tobi's example. Tobi often thought about how far he had come. From a poor boy in a small village, he had become a beacon of hope for many. But Tobi never stopped working. He knew there were still many people who needed help, and he was determined to reach them. One night, as Tobi sat under the stars, he thought about the future. He dreamed of a time when every village in Nigeria would have access to good education, healthcare, and clean water. He knew it was a big dream, but he believed it was possible. Tobi's journey was far from over. He continued to travel to new villages, bringing hope and change wherever he went. His story was a testament to the power of dreams, hard work, and kindness. And so, Tobi's legacy lived on, inspiring generations to come. And thus, the boy who had once gone to bed hungry now filled the hearts of many with hope and inspiration. His life was a shining example of how one person can make a difference. The end.